welcome back. Today we're going to be doing inversions. Let's do all C, A, G, E, D in both major and minor in all three inversions. An inversion is when you have a chord triad, in other words, a chord that has three notes or more, and instead of playing the root note at the bottom, or in the bass as they say, that root note will be shifted somewhere else. To give you an example, the C major chord as you know it, the open C chord, 0, 3, 2, 0, 1, 0, is actually already in inversion state. Top note is E. E is the 3 in a C triad. It's the middle position note. So again, that first note you hear, that lowest possible note, is E. Well, E is not C, so it has to be an inversion. In this case, we call it first inversion because the next possible note in the chord is E, and it comes first. So that's first inversion. The second inversion is when you have the second possible note, in this case G, coming first, which would sound like this. Where G is the bass. I did that by putting my ring finger on this E string, 3rd fret, to give me the G note. But we will now go into each shape. So let's go back and do C. Where C is in the bass, we have to skip over the top string. We have to skip the E string. So we start on the A string, holding it down with the shape that we're used to. So we really want to avoid that top string. And that's your traditional C chord. So that is a root C chord. As I just said, inverted C, in other words, first inversion with E in the bass, we would then include the top string. And now it's an inversion. The second inversion has the G in the bass. So for that, we have to lift up our ring finger, put it down on the 3rd fret, and use our pinky to replace that C note on the A string 3rd fret. So now the total tab would be 3, 3, 2, 0, 1, 0. So that's C second inversion. The root position skips over the E. The first inversion includes the E. And the second inversion covers up that 3rd fret position E string for the G in the bass. Cool. So that was the major form. Now let's do C minor form. So C minor, as you might recall, is X, 3, 1, 0, 1. So you have to change your hand around a little bit. You free up your ring finger. And you don't want to strike the first and last strings because that's E. What we're really looking for is E flat. So the C minor chord is C, E flat, and G. We dropped that 3rd, we dropped the E down by a half step. So we don't want to play the E notes, so we'll only play the 4 in the middle. That's C minor. To make the C minor into first inversion, we need to change from C in the bass to E flat in the bass. So we want to hear that D string play first. We don't want to hear the A string at all in first inversion. So we skip not only the top string, but the A string as well, and we play only the next 3 strings down. And that is C minor first inversion. So E flat is in the bass. So we're skipping 3 strings actually. We're skipping the top 2 and the last. C minor in second inversion involves the G note. So we do want to get our pinky onto that 3rd fret position on the E string to play G. And we also want to play the C somehow. Now, how in the world can we stretch this? Well, we can, but it's going to take some practice. So you have your ring finger on the E string 3rd fret, you have your pinky finger on the A string 3rd fret, you have your index on the D string 1st fret, and your middle finger on the B string 1st fret. It's quite the stretch, really good for the hand. So in this case, we're playing 3, 3, 1, 0, 1, X. And that's C minor 2nd inversion. What a doozy. So again, we have C minor root position, X 3 1 0 1 X. Then we have 1st inversion, which is X X 1 0 1. And then we have the stretch chord, where we add our ring and our pinky, 3 3 1 0 1 X. And there you have it, C major and C minor with 1st and 2nd inversions. We're going to repeat this for all of the rest of the chords, so C, A, G, E, D. I'm just going to go a little bit faster, so we're going to go and talk about A major. Here's the root position A. Now, the tricky thing about the A major is that it's already in 2nd inversion, because you're striking this top E note first. That's A major 2nd inversion, because the E is in the bass, where you would normally expect A to be in the bass. So if you skip over this top string, you get A root position. And that's what you're probably used to. So that's X 0 2 2 2 0. Now let's go to 1st inversion. So for this, we need a C sharp in the bass. Well, the closest C sharp is actually 4th fret on the A string. So we're going to play X 4 2 2 0. A major in its root position starts on the A string. So X 0 2 2 2 0. 1st inversion had that C sharp, so we had to stretch out here and skip over the B string. And then we had the A 2nd inversion, which is the one that we're used to. So that's 0 0 2 2 2 0. Okay, now let's go into the minor, which is actually a little easier. So A minor in its root position also skips over the top string. So it just goes straight to the A string. And that tab would be X 0 2 2 1 0. Because now we're playing C instead of C sharp. So that's A minor. For 1st inversion, we need to include the C note, which is here. So you use your pinky, and it simplifies the process. So A minor 1st inversion has C in the bass, which is accomplished with the pinky on the 3rd fret A string. Everything else stays the same. We also skip over that top string, right? And finally, for A minor in 2nd inversion, we're going to hold our normal A minor position, and we're going to include that top string, that E string. So it's 0 0 2 2 1 0. So G major is in root position as we know it, 3 2 0 0 0 3. G in 1st inversion, also called G6, fly like a G6, you'll skip over the E string, so just take your middle finger off and just skip over it. Or, if you're advanced, you can just gently hold your flesh against that string and it will mute it. And now we're hearing the B note first. So that's the A string 2nd fret. That's the B note. So instead of G root, we're taking the middle finger off and skipping that string to play the B note first in the bass. Okay? So that's G 1st inversion. X2 0 0 0 3. Then we have G6/4 or G 2nd inversion. So G 2nd inversion skips over the top 2 strings and plays 0 0 0 3. So we're hearing the D note first. Again, G root position is as we know it, 3-2-0-0-0-3. G major first inversion is X2-0-0-0-3. And G second inversion is XX-0-0-0-3. G minor is a stretch, so we're going to change our index finger to play down here on the first fret. So instead of playing B, we're going to play B flat. That's the only thing that changes. So G minor is 3-1-0-0-X-3. The reason for the X is that we don't want to hear the B, we want to hear B flat, but we can't accomplish that. G minor in first inversion, or G minor 6, is X1-0-0-X3. So you just take your middle finger off, and you no longer play that E string first. So we're starting on the A string. Okay. And finally, G minor in second inversion, or G minor 6-4, is X1-0-0-X3. But you might be asking, well, weren't we supposed to start with the D note? Yeah, we were. So this one's kind of a conundrum. To E. So E in root position is 0-2-2-1-0-0. Just as grandma made it. 0-2-2-1-0-0. Beautiful chord. E in root position. E in first inversion has G sharp in the bass, and that's going to be accomplished with the pinky on the 4th fret. So all the way over on the 4th fret. Gives us that E in first inversion. So 4-2-2-1-0-0. E in second inversion, or E6-4, is accomplished only by taking that top string out of the equation. So you skip the top and go straight to the second string. Because we're hearing B in the bass instead of E. So E root, right on, let's speed up into E minor. So E minor in root position is 0-2-2-0-0-0. Just as we know it. E minor in first inversion includes the 3rd fret. So again, we're using the pinky to get this. We're playing G here. So this is going to be G in the bass. 3-2-2-0-0-0. And E minor in second inversion skips the top string again and just plays 2-2-0-0-0. So let's quickly go into the D position, and we're going to know right away that D root position skips the top 2 strings because the top string is E, which is not part of the D chord, and A, which would have been second inversion, right? So we want to start on the D string. So XX0-2-3-2. That's root position. XX0-2-3-2. D6, or D first inversion, includes the 2nd fret on the E string because we want F sharp in the bass. So we have to rearrange our hand here and play 2-0-0-2-3-2. Beautiful sounding chord. And finally, D in second inversion skips that top string and plays 0 on the A string, then 0-2-3-2. So D minor in its root position is XX0-2-3-1. Again, XX0-2-3-1. For first inversion, we need to include the 1st fret on the E string. So this is going to be a stretch for us. The tab would read 1-0-0-2-3-1. And lastly, D minor second inversion skips the E string, goes straight to the A string, and holds the position we know. So that's it for CAGED, for caged, major and minor, both all root, first position inversion, and second position inversion. So what we did, again, was we took the three notes that belong in the chord and we scrambled them. We just picked a different spot for the bass note. If you're playing a C chord, then you need to know that the three notes in C major are C, E, G. Just like you will know that in C minor chord, you have C, E flat, and G. You should always remember the trend, the pattern. In a major chord, you have the root note, 4 half steps to the next tone, and then 3 half steps to the tone after that. In the case of minor, you change that distance ratio. So it goes root note, 3 half steps to the next tone, then 4 half steps to the final tone. So you can think of it in your head as a ratio for major chords as 4-3, and for minor chords 3-4. Again, every half step is a fret on the guitar, or the next possible key on the keyboard on the piano. So, I don't expect you to just be able to immediately pick out which notes are in the major and which are in the minor. But you can at least get your fingers in the correct positions on the guitar as I tell you the tab, and later it will sink in what those distances mean. So for now, practice the majors, the minors, in root, first, and second inversion. Okay, we are going to continue past the inversion lecture and go into seventh chords for advanced guitar. So you have just done the major, the minor, root, first, and second inversions. Now we need to learn the seventh chord positions. They're very simple and you can use them everywhere on the guitar. So let's get started. The first major, it's major, major, seventh chord. What that means is you have a major quality triad. So let's take, for example, A major. Now I'm going to use the bar chord to teach this. We will learn these seventh chords in open position later. But for now, let's just look at the bar chord on the A position. So the bar is on the 5, and then you're putting down the movable E major shape. Okay, so this is an A major chord. The three notes in A major are A, C sharp, and E. The A corresponds to the 1, the root note. The C sharp corresponds to the 3. The 5 would be E. The 7, if you do your alphabet, would be some kind of G, right? So we have A, C sharp, E, and for our seventh, we want some kind of G. Again, when you're thinking about one chord like A, and you're trying to figure out what the numbers mean, just go piece by piece. A is 1, some kind of B is 2, some kind of C is 3, some kind of D is 4, some kind of E is 5, some kind of F is 6, and some kind of G is 7 before you get back to A again, right? So it's always 7 possible tones, or 7 possible notes in a scale, let's say. So here we are on the 5th fret playing A major. And we're playing 1, 3, 5. That's the triad. A, C sharp, and E. We want to add some kind of G to make this a 7th chord, to have the 7th tone in the scale part of the chord. So the way we do this is we add some kind of G. But how do we know which G to use? Do we use G flat, G, G sharp, which one? Well, if I think about the fact that this chord is major, That means that the ratio inside is 4 half steps to 3 half steps. A to C sharp gives me A to C sharp is 4 half steps, and C sharp to E is 3 half steps. The G we're looking for is going to be major, because we want to make a major, major 7th chord. So we want a major triad plus a major 3rd interval, or a happy interval, or however you want to remember it. But major, major will have the ratio 4 to 3, and then a 4 at the end. So what that means is we want G sharp instead of G, because the distance from E to G sharp is 4 half steps. Okay, so again, if you have to write this down, go for it. For a major, major 7th chord, the ratio is 4 to 3 to 4. So enough talk, let's do the shape. All you're going to do is swap around your fingers. Your middle finger is going to cover the D string now. Your ring finger is going to cover the G string now. And your pinky is going to cover the A string. So the only effective change we made was to the D string. The D string with our pinky here is actually just getting shifted down by 1 fret. So that's why we rearrange our hand. And that's A major, major 7th chord. The notes are A, C sharp, E, and G sharp. It's a very jazzy chord. It's also kind of tough on the hand, so give yourself a break if you need it. The next shape is the minor, minor 7th chord. So let's go back to that A position. And the minor shape is the same idea, so bar on the 5th fret. Then our ring and our pinky are holding down the A and the D strings respectively. So that's 5, 7, 7, 5, 5, 5. That's A minor. I'm using my middle finger to reinforce the bar here. You may not want to do that, but I will. So that's A minor, A, C, and E. But I want to play a minor, minor 7, so I need to add another tone. I need to add some kind of G to this. Now, how I figure out which G it is, well, let's look at the ratio. A to C is 3 half steps. C to E is 4 half steps. Now for minor, that makes sense. Now we need to add a minor 3rd interval on top, or we need to add 3 half steps on top, so a small hat. Minor chord with a small hat. That's going to be G natural. So A, C, E, G gives us a minor, minor 7th chord. How do we do it? Well, we're going to add the G tone, and we're going to do it by taking the D string off. So now I'm only playing with my pinky, and the tab for A minor, minor 7, it would be 5, 7, so 5, 7, 5, 5, 5, 5. So only your pinky is holding that A string on the 7th fret. That's A minor, minor 7. Okay? So you now have 2 7th chord shapes. You have major, major. You have minor, minor. And there are 4 more. The next one is called major, minor, or dominant. Take your major shape, as you know it, and this one's very easy. For major, minor, or dominant 7th, we need a major triad with a small hat on top. So we're going to take our pinky off the guitar and squeeze extra hard on that bar, and that gives us the major, minor, the dominant 7. So the major chord with a minor 3rd on top. The next one is called half diminished. Now, before I can teach the half diminished, the diminished, and the minor major, I think it's good for us to stop and review the diminished shapes before we proceed. So I think this is good enough for one day. We have the major, major 7. We have the minor, minor 7. We have the major minor 7, or dominant 7. So take these, go practice. You have lots to do. You have inversions and you have seventh chords to get into. And next time we will cover the diminished shapes and use those shapes to build the seventh chords for diminished. Okay, that's enough. Have a good day. See you in the next class.